So I kind of have lapsed on filling in on a Sunday for us what a typical day is like. But pretty much every day is sort of typical. I'm over here at outside of a Ralph's, but there's a CVS, Chase Bank, Jamba Juice, Starbucks, FedEx office, and I'm at one of the exits for the place. Let me see if I can flip this thing around. Oh, I can't. Well, so there's an exit out there, and I stand out here with a sign and panhandle. Now, although in the past I have done criminal activity, I have Tracy, my wife, and Doofy, the dog, because we lost the cat. And these are lives in other entities that I love. And so I can't risk doing crime and suffering the consequences for fear of that I'll lose them too. So I'm forced to, since I can't find work, stand out here with a sign. Now, mind you, my sign says, "We'll work for money." For nearly a year now, I've stood outside and had a sign that says, one way or the other, "We'll work. I'll work. Go ahead, call my bluff. I'll work." Not one person. Now, look at the cars that are going by right now, just for a minute. These are Mercedes and Lexus, lots of Lexus and Mercedes. Infinitis, Jaguars, there's Rolls occasionally, a lot of Hondas, but almost all of them are new. There's not ratty ass. These are middle class to wealthy people, and literally thousands of cars per day in the time that I stand. And out of all that time in a year, not one person. There's more. We'll see how the traffic is. It's just, they drive like shit. They are terrible drivers. No one has said, "Hey, I'll give you some work." But they all are judgmental. Here's a pseudo cop. Another Lexus. So, yeah. But I'm forced to do this because the truth is we're living in this van. Now, admittedly, it's a scary deal. We have to always dodge around. The van, now the gas is $4 a gallon. It sucks it down. So there's money that's needed, right? I don't have a choice. To buy gas, I gotta fucking have some money. So if I'm not doing this, then I gotta do something else. No one's giving me work. So if you push me into a corner, I'm going to take what I have to. But so far, we've scrimped by on meager. Now, there's people that are beautiful, but literally one person came by, a man and a woman, and they gave me a $20 bill earlier, and that's all I have on me right now. I've been out here for an hour and a half. I had to put the dog away in the van because without the dog, I don't make any money hardly. But in that time, at least 500 cars have passed by. So we're talking 1 in 500 people will contribute. And out of that 1 in 500, probably half of the people that do give me any money are people that are driving Hondas or Fords, or they're not wealthy people. They're the working class people. At least half of the people that contribute are work. The other part are the good people. There's good people that do have money, but they for some reason, they do know the value. The rest of them just drive by and go, you know what? Fuck that dude and his dog and his old lady. I could give a fuck whether he starves or lives or dies. That's the way they look at it. And part of our problem is that as a society, we do not care about each other's welfare anymore. How is America supposed to send a picture of a united front across global when we don't care about each other? The rest of the world sees this. They know. They come over here and they visit. This is LA, La La Land, Hollywood. People save up for their vacation and fly to Los Angeles. And what are they? One of the hugest homeless populations. And they see this and they go, why? Why is this? How is it that when you are surrounded by largesse and opulence, how could people be hungry or without or not in sheltered or whatever? How is that? And then the programs that are like people will say, oh yeah, go in a shelter. No one has an idea about a shelter. Shelters are fucking traps and they're just psychotic. When people do like create these little programs, homeless housing, people that are homeless don't want to live in big groups of each other. They want to live in individual places and be reintegrated into society. They don't want to fucking be lumped over and vilified and categorized. Bring them back into the fold. Don't create a separate subgroup. The fact that there's people in our country that don't even reside here, aren't even citizens. They're just over here to make money and take that money back. They're driving up the fucking costs of everything. They're forcing people like myself and my wife and other homeless people out of the economic picture, and then they take their money out of the country with them. They're taking our money out of our country and displacing us in the meantime, and making lines in the traffic and in the stores and everything about it. There's just legions, armies of people that don't even live here. They're not citizens. And they're coming over here, they're fucking driving badass cars, they're living large, loving life, living the American dream, but they're not Americans. And they don't have to, take care of the people that they're fucking over? And yet, so really, how can you blame them? It's not them. Of course they're going to do that if you left them to it. It's our country that's not setting fucking ideas in place. And it's the citizens that don't fucking care about each other. Because we're all selfish and we got to be better than the Joneses. This is ridiculous. I mean, it's just... So I'll stand out here for another hour or so, making it about 2.5, 3 hours of standing here, probably only get that $20. Now, when you start prorating that $20 by the amount of hours that I spend, now we're down to way below minimum wage. You know what I mean? So this guy's doing it. I'm a master carpenter and a professional stand-up comedian. I crush large crowds and I build large buildings. I used to make $35, $40 an hour, and when I'm bidding projects, I make $1,000 a day. Why the fuck should I be wanting to take $20 to $40 a day in handouts if I didn't have to? It's because I'm lazy? Fuck you. No one will give me a chance. But can you get anything without a physical address? Who wants to hire somebody who doesn't have an address, doesn't have an ID because I can't get one without an address, doesn't have reliable transportation, and doesn't have access to a shower, and has to carry my entire home with wife and dog with me everywhere? Who would do that? And I'm 60. Although I could outwork any fucking 2 or 3 25-year-olds, still, why would someone pay one guy $25 or $30 an hour when he could pay 2 or 3 guys $15 an hour, and they're disposable because if they bounce, they don't break, you know? But this is a problem with America. And these people are going in and they're buying, they're spending $50 at Starbucks. But they can't drop off a dog. If everyone just gave $1, you wouldn't have no fucking homeless people on the street. because they would have enough money to get the fuck off the street, because none of them, not one of them, wants to be out here. But the people that have been out here for a very long time, unlike myself, which seems like forever, but of course they're slovenly, of course they're messy, of course they're fucking nasty. Because when you exile a person from their homeland for no apparent reason other than they just had some bad financial breaks, well then you're gonna fucking get a bunch of insane motherfuckers, but they're not lazy because it takes a lot of work and a lot of drive to exist living, being homeless. People think homeless people are lazy. You're out of your fucking mind. Just to get around, to do anything is hard. Everything is hard. Nothing is easy. Finding a shower, walking everywhere, getting a few bucks, doing what the fuck ever. All the little tiny things that you take for granted in your daily life is hard when you don't have anything. And especially in mine and my wife's case, when you have West Valley LAPD hunting us actively for no fucking reason other than 25 years ago I got away with some shit and it pissed them off. So now they just throw me in jail for months at a time for nothing, and then they go, oh, well, not our bad, fuck you, Brian, and we'll see you next time. That's what's up. That is what is up. So when you look at a homeless person, that motherfucker, and if they're taking drugs or drinking, they're not doing much because they don't have much money. Because addictions don't come cheap. So I don't know. And when they say, oh, they're crazy. What? They're crazy because they don't like you? Because you fucking treat them like shit? Maybe they're not crazy. Maybe they just don't fucking like the people that are treating them like shit, is what it is. That is what is up. So we really need to... Plus, I would also defy society's notion of what is sane and what is insane. Because if you look at the traffic on the street, every day I come here, I am amazed there's not an accident every 20 fucking minutes. People that, when you're driving a 5 to 10,000 pound bullet loaded with fucking explosive liquid fuel, and you act like an asshole and an idiot, well, let me think. Yeah, that's what I would define as insane. And it's all because people would rather risk their lives than to give a fucking inch on the road. They just won't. They're like, oh, I'm not letting this motherfucker get in front of me. So one of the things that homeless people have is a perspective where they stand around and they're waiting for things, and they're looking, and they look at the way regular society is acting in their frantic, harried, hurried way. And what are they going to do? They're going to look cool, or they're fucking going to the gym, or... Jesus Christ. Now let's talk about what's mentally ill. The motherfuckers go into Ralph's or the liquor store, they're buying cases of wine to take home to have some Cabernet Sauvignon with their fucking friends. Oh, who's the alcoholic? And let me see. Every one of them is doing some kind of dope. And if they're not, they're fucking stuck on Christ, which is the fucking worst drug of all. So when I want to tell any of these assholes, fuck you, I don't do that anymore. I tell them, God bless you, because that's Christian speak for go fuck yourself.